Hey guys, Sushikage here. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm sorry I have been very busy with work in the last couple of months. Well, I'm going to get back into it. This is a profile of actually my own deck this time. I managed to come first in my last local tournament, and that was playing Satellarknights. I picked the deck up recently. I've been playing Shadows for the longest time, and I gotta admit, I'm really enjoying Satellas. So let's get to a profile and have a little look. So in the deck, I've got, of course, the very standard 3 Deneb. I've got 3 Eunuch, because this is key. I mean, a lot of people run 2 of this, but being able to make that ditch happen really quickly to get stuff in the grave is really important in this deck. You really need to set the grave up early. Now, beyond that, I have got 3 Altair and 2 Vega. Well, one a Vega, one's a German one, so it's actually called Vega in that one there. I know, I like foreign cards. So that's a monster lineup, nice and simple. I then have 3 MSTs, Snatch Still, a very useful card, Regeki, Book of Moon, Soul Charge, Triple Rotor to search everything out, 2 Duality, Triple D Prison, very useful card. Then I have 3 Call of the Haunted and 2 Oasis of Dragon Souls. In this deck, Call, Oasis have very much win conditions, very useful cards. Especially being able to have them on the field and then getting Trevor out, bouncing stuff, it's just really great, and it gives you such a strong advantage. It lets you just literally just burn out your opponent's resources. Really, really nice. I then have, of course, the pretty standard mandatory Tripper Alpha. I then have, so not a lot of people have been playing recently. 2 Emptiness, a Solemn, because Denko's a thing, and also just stopping stuff's nice. A Bottomless, a Compulse, and finally 1 Breakthrough Skill. So it's a fairly standard lineup. That's a total of 40 cards, and it's a pretty solid deck. I've seen a lot of people playing speed variants, playing stuff like upstarts and no duality. I find duality is very useful in this deck. It just helps with that consistency. It's really nice opening turn 1 with it, and just throwing down, maybe for example, a Deneb and setting a load of back row is great. That actually is a really strong start in this deck. Or even if you manage to play one of these guys, drop a Deneb out, and then use one of those 5 graveyard resurrection spell traps you have, whether it's the Call of Oasis, and then bringing it back, making plays happen off of that. It's one of the reasons why also running Foes 5 is great, having this guy at 3. If you don't want to run 5, if you don't want to run the triple Call and the double Oasis, then yeah, cut this guy to 2. But in this variant, I found 3 is very strong, and then if I need to, I can always cut one of these from siding. Same with the Vega. You can run the deck easily with 1. I like them to splash a bit more, but yet again, another card that can be cut when siding if need be. So that's the main out of the way. Let me just get these scooped up. Right. Next up, we'll look at the extra and then the side. So the extra, I've got very strong out now, Ragnar 0. I have got 1, and when I can find it, 2 Castel, very good this format. Well, very good in the general. I mean, it's just replacing Arc. It's just great returning stuff. 1 Emerald, 1 Rhapsody, great being able to tempt with a grave out. 1 Arcana Gorgon, very good card. 1 Gandiva, nice for certain matchups, especially things like Mirror. 1 Cowboy, because I always love that burn for game. 1 Dweller, I don't need to really say why that's good, everyone else should know by now. If you don't, then what have you been doing over the last year? 1 Exciton. 1 Deltros. So I'm just trying to get cards in the right order. 2 Trevor. 1 Stellar Diamond. Really nice, useful card. And then 1 Excalibur, because swinging at 4k just is great, and really it's just nice for getting over stuff like Qliphort. It's a really good way to do that. Yeah, so really nice lineup here, very strong. I didn't find myself lacking anything. I gotta admit, I never really had 2 trigger happen. There were times where it could have happened if the game dragged on any longer. Everything in here was useful. I mean, this is good when you run large monsters, Emerald. I never really made Gundiva, but it's useful in certain scenarios. Meccano Gorgon actually was very useful when I was playing against Harpies. My first game was against Harpies, and yeah, when they just set up the field and then just start spamming and bouncing, just popping your back rows, just put Kana out, make them destroy their own stuff. Be careful about them hitting their own back rows, though. Just make them destroy their own field spell, and then straight away you're putting them at a bit of a disadvantage there. Really useful. Makes them play around it, makes them make bad plays, try and get rid of it, which is really cool. And makes them also forcibly play into your back row, which they don't want to deal with. So that's really nice. Harpies isn't something to really worry about in this matter, but you know, it came up, somebody played it against me, it's my first game, so it happened. But there are better uses for it. I then have Flying Sea. Great card. I know there are ways you can play around it, but I mean, it just stops so many things right now. And with Trivia, it's great because you Flying Sea your opponent, you make Trivia, bounce a card, you get your Flying Sea back, then you replay it again and again and again and again. I mean, it's so good. It's like when you're playing with the Call of the Haunted and the Oasis, it's just going to restock your hand of the cards you can play over and over. It's great. I just love it so much. I have the 4th MST, so Twister. Then I have Triple Fairy Wind. Of course, very important for the Qliphort matchup. As I said, I came first. My last match for the top first place spot was against a Qliphort deck, and yeah, these put work in. I've been thinking about maybe putting some more siding in for Qliphort, maybe some more twisters, but this worked really well with the 3 MSTs. It seemed to be just enough to put pressure on. I then have Imperial Iron Wall, just for playing, just for messing around a bit, just practicing a bit, because yeah, there are a lot of people playing heroes. There are a lot of people playing heroes at the tournament, and that banishment's annoying. But it was also an issue that some people play anti-meta, which is quite annoying, and also there were some people floating around playing a lot of Infernoid stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's just ruin their day. I have a second breakthrough skill, very useful in some situations. I then have Trippo, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and then a really weird tech option, because I always find it annoying trying to deal with stuff like Flying Seas when I get stuck in the field, but also there are a lot of players at the tournaments I go to which play weird card combinations, and now make these really stupid extravagant plays and put awkward monsters out to get around, but not really necessarily meta plays. So I like having things like Creature Swap, just to mess around a bit. Not something I'd necessarily play at a large tournament, but just fun, and people don't expect it to happen. I mean, it's just nice being able to maybe put out a Deneb search, Creature Swap, take that big monster, run over and Deneb, put it to the graveyard and make plays and resurrect it. It's just nice. It's a good way to get around awkward situations, and it's really fun to pull that on an opponent. A lot of people are expecting things like enemy controller, but they don't expect to lose that monster for good. Still, it's nice. Mate, that's the deck. It's fairly standard. Runs very well. Can't complain. I loved it this weekend. I enjoyed using this so much, and it's the first time I've had first at that locals in quite a while. So yeah, I feel it worked well for me. I've got some more material coming soon. We've of course got the new set coming out very soon, where we're going to see a lot of the Necro stuff. So I'm buying a couple of boxes for that, which I'll do an opening video for. If you guys have any questions, as always, feel free to post below or send me a message. I'm happy to talk for anything, and talk for any kind of plays and anything you want to know about. Other than that, that's me signing out. Bye guys.